This is the Louie T Network.
In the lab room.
Who else could it be? For me, Dorman. Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. It's playoff time, people. Playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah, it's playoff time. And no team has had a more unique road to the playoffs than the fifth seeded Kansas City Chiefs. What a journey it was. As we look at the Kansas City Chiefs and their road to the playoffs. A 1-5 start to the season for the Kansas City Chiefs looked to make them one of the worst teams in the league. And you weren't really quite sure what exactly the problem was with this Chiefs football team. I thought I had an explanation. I said, have you seen their schedule? It's brutal to start. At Houston week 1, they get a W. The next week, they're home for Denver in a pivotal AFC West matchup. Arguably, the winner of that game could win the division. That's what I said in my mind. I said if Kansas City is serious about winning this division, they'll beat Denver in week 2. If they're not, they'll lose that game. Well, they had that game, they lost that game. Turns out, that turned out to be the deciding factor in that division. They win that game in week 2, you sweep the Broncos, you win the division. Easier said than done, but they lose that football game. Okay, fine, it's Denver, it's divisional football, family business, it happens. They go the next week to Lambeau, get smoked by the Packers. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers was surgical in that football game. They looked helpless out there. A lot of bodies that they weren't expecting to have to contribute at the time were in that football game. You get slayed. Okay, it's the Packers, it's Lambeau, it's Aaron Rodgers, it happens. Then the next week, they lose yet again on the road, this time in the jungle to the Cincinnati Bengals. They were red hot at the time. You see where this is going. They lose yet again. This was the one that I scratched my head on and I said, what in the hell is going on with the Kansas City Chiefs? This is the one that made me say, maybe the Chiefs aren't as good as I thought. Maybe the Chiefs didn't just have a tough schedule. They're just not very good. They had the Bears on the ropes. They were up 17-3. Jamal Charles goes down with an injury, and they don't score another point in the ball game. Wind up losing the game 18-17. And at that point, I said, think the Chiefs might be done. Didn't quite give up on them yet, but I said to myself, if you can't beat the Bears, who I thought at the time were the worst team in the league, at home, turns out the Bears were better than I thought, then you aren't a good football team. Maybe this isn't a Chiefs team that just had a tough schedule. Maybe they're just not very good. What a concept. They lose the next week at Minnesota, another playoff team. So just think about that. In their first 6 games, the Chiefs played 5 playoff teams. Playoff? Yeah, 5 of their first 6 games were all playoff opponents. It's a tough schedule, man. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. So, by the time they met the lowly Lions over in London, somebody had to pay for that tough start to the season, and it was the Lions. It helped jumpstart this Kansas City Chiefs football team and their season. You look at what they were able to do after that bye week. They came out like gangbusters and were slaying teams left and right. Their biggest win of the season, without question, week 10 at Denver. They go in there, they throttle the Broncos, turn them over 5 times in that game, including 4 interceptions of Peyton Manning, win the game 29-13. They would parlay all of these victories into a 10-game winning streak to turn their season around and finish the season up at 11-5. A a remarkable, the likes of which I've never seen in my life, turnaround for a football team that started the season 1-5. You just don't see that, okay? It just doesn't happen. It does help when your schedule's a little soft, but I just told you their first 5 out of their first 6 games were playoff teams. So I don't want to hear anything about a weak schedule. They took care of business, they got hot at the right time, and they started winning football games. Alex Smith was steady as always. Started pushing the football down the field. Jeremy Maclin proved that he's worth the money that he's being paid. Travis Kelce continuing to mature is one of the best and young blossoming tight ends in the entire league. Ware and West stepped up in the absence of Jamal Charles. This team started playing better football. D Ford stepped up in the absence of the H&H sack factory when Holly went down. D Ford continued to play ball. When Houston went down, D Ford continued to play ball. They got contributions from guys like Marcus Peters, MP Double Deuce, my favorite rookie in the league this year, playing outstanding football. You could argue he's been the best corner, not just on this football team, not just in the AFC, not for just the rookies, but in the league, period. The guy's been balling out of his brains. And this team collectively came together, won 10 straight games, and gave the AFC West a run. Literally came within a Denver Broncos loss of winning this division. Not bad for a team that started the season 1-5. Now they're 11-5, the hottest team going into the postseason at 11-5 with the 10-game winning streak. They're on the road, which is weird to even fix my lips to say. A team on a 10-game winning streak, A, didn't win the division, and B, isn't playing a home playoff game. But it doesn't matter. They've beaten this Texans team before. They can do it again. Let's see if the Chiefs can finally win a playoff game. City Chiefs haven't won a playoff game in a mighty long time. It's been a while, but they got a great shot to do it in Wild Card Weekend. We'll see what this postseason holds for the Chiefs. That's still rolling. Playoffs.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.